Today, we're diving into a really beautiful story. It's all about the power of listening, about the echoes of love, and, well, what can grow in the quietest of places. The whole idea of the story is kind of captured in this one beautiful phrase. Instead of planting flowers, she planted words no one could see. I mean, how cool is that? It's this fascinating, almost magical idea. So, what does that even mean, to plant an invisible word? Let's dig in and find out.
All right, so let's meet our main character. Her name is Liza, and she's a girl who, well, she just experiences the world a little differently.
And this is where you really see how different she is. While all the other kids were loud and shouting and running around, Liza's world was, well, it was internal. It was quiet. The story has this amazing phrase for it: glowing silence. Think about that. So instead of shouting, she felt things. Instead of running, she listened. And not just with her ears, right? But with her whole soul.
And it's this special ability she has, this power to really listen, to feel that glowing silence that leads her somewhere really special. This is really the heart of the whole story.
So, I want you to picture this: a secret garden. And it's not just any old garden. It's a place where the wind seems to carry whispers. Whispers from another world. This is Liza's spot. This is where she goes, sits on the grass, closes her eyes, and this is where the magic really starts to happen.
And then it begins. The whispers. They start out really faint, just a gentle sound. Liza, we're here.
And the voices keep coming, and you can just feel the gratitude in them. It's like they've finally found someone who can actually hear what they're saying. Liza, thank you for listening to us.
And then, boom, they reveal why they're here, what her role is in all of this. They tell her, "You are our voice on Earth," which of course leads to the big question: who exactly are they?
Well, the story calls them the Benevolent Invisibles. Just think of them as these beings of light, maybe souls who used to live here on Earth, but now they're in another dimension. And the thing is, they have messages. They're just desperate to get out.
Okay, so Liza can hear these voices from another dimension. That's a pretty big deal, but what does she do with what she hears? Well, that brings us to her incredible mission.
It turns out these messages are for people whose hearts are just heavy. Kids who are grieving, parents who are crying in silence, grandparents who miss someone so dearly. Those are the people the Invisibles are trying to connect with. And her mission is pretty amazing. First, she just listens. She receives these messages from the Invisibles. And then, she's like a translator. She turns them into real, actual words of love. She makes these videos full of hope, and she builds, I love this phrase, she builds bridges of tenderness that connect our world to theirs. And this is such a perfect way to describe the impact she has. You can't actually see the threads of her mission. It's not a physical thing, but you can feel it. It's described like a beautiful scent, something that just touches people's hearts everywhere.
So the big question is, does it work? Is this real? Well, we get this incredibly powerful moment that shows us the magic is absolutely real.
So one day, this little boy comes up to her and he says, "Miss, your voice made my heart stop hurting. It was Grandma speaking. I heard her." Wow, right there, in that one moment, the bridge was built, the message got through, and a little boy's heart started to heal.
And Liza's reaction? It's not what you'd expect. There's no big celebration. It's so perfectly her. It's deep, it's internal. The story says she smiled, not with her mouth, but with her soul. That's the feeling of knowing you're doing exactly what you were meant to do.
So all of this really builds up to the main point of the story, the big idea behind everything Liza does.
So what's the whole point? Well, her mission, deep down, is to help the world believe in something really powerful. That life and that love, they don't just end, they go on. And we can still connect with them. We just have to learn to stop and listen, but not with our ears, with our hearts.
And then, the story brings us right back to where we started, back to that secret garden. And it's like the flowers themselves, which grew out of all that silence and all those whispers, are echoing the thanks of the entire universe. They say, "Thank you, Liza, for planting love where no one else could see it."
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? Liza's garden, her invisible words, that was her way of spreading love. So the question for all of us is, what love could you plant where no one else can see it? What are the quiet, invisible acts of kindness that you can bring into the world? It's definitely something to think about.